Jessica Burshad, and I'm joined here with Chloe Daniel and Natalie Nelson.
We are here today to share with you some amazing social emotional learning resources created for you by Plano ISD educators.
We are Plano teachers working with the Family and Social Services Department who lead and value social and emotional learning and truly believe in its ability to help our students become self-directed, empathetic, and responsible learners.
Our district approach is universal, equitable, and holistic in order to embed self into every classroom and to reach every student and staff member.
We are here today to share with you some information about the brain and how the knowledge of the brain can affect your daily life and how you react to certain situations. To start, there are many different parts of the brain, but we'll be focusing on 3 today. For that, we need to begin with using the hand model adopted from Dr. Dan Siegel.
First, raise your hand like you're trying to ask a question. Then tuck your thumb into the palm of your hand and lay your other fingers over the thumb and palm to make a fist. This will be a metaphor for your brain. Notice that there are 3 parts to this: the wrist, or the brain stem, the tucked thumb, or the limbic system, which houses your amygdala, and the fingers folded over, or the prefrontal cortex.
Each of these 3 parts has its own unique job and has a higher function than the one below it. This also means that it can override the one below it. Let's keep that in mind for later. We're going to go over the specific jobs. We're going to start with the lowest functioning part of your brain stem. Your brain stem is responsible for taking care of all of your basic needs. For instance, you don't have to tell your heart to keep beating or your stomach to digest your food. Most of the time, your brain knows to do that all by itself.
Next up is going to be your limbic system. The limbic system, and especially the amygdala in your limbic system, is going to be the emotional reactor of your brain. And it's seen as more primitive and will be the part of your brain that reacts to emergency stimuli to help keep you safe. It is often referred to fight, flight, or freeze. Think of it this way. If you step into the street and a car is coming, your brain does not need to think through the different options in this moment. It just needs to get you out of the way of danger. When the amygdala recognizes trouble, it sends a distress signal to the other parts of your brain. Then your body begins to release adrenaline. Adrenaline is a hormone that will make your blood pump quickly and allow you to react to the problem faster.
The higher level part of your brain is the prefrontal cortex. It is in charge of all the things that help us become responsible adults. It allows us to have language, think through problems, plan, and have self-control. It is also the last part of the brain to fully develop. That's why children, teenagers, and young adults may have a harder time with these skills, as this part of the brain does not fully develop until your early to mid-20s. This could explain some things.
Unfortunately, not every problem needs the release of adrenaline, which your amygdala doesn't understand. When the amygdala fires off, it creates a block between the rest of your brain and the prefrontal cortex, the thinking part of your brain. This causes a person to be unable to reason with what's happening in the moment and only allows your brain to feel emotions. This is what we like to call flipping your lid, or an amygdala hijack. I typically show this by moving all my fingers off my thumb, as it has lifted the lid of the prefrontal cortex, causing a block between the thinking and rational part of your brain and the emotional fight, flight, or freeze part of your brain. Not every problem that sets off the amygdala will be a life and death situation. It could be getting into an argument with a loved one, being embarrassed in a social situation, or becoming really excited over a field trip. There's lots of reasons that this could happen. It's important to note that a person can't learn when their lid is flipped. They can only react.
To combat this, it is important that we remember our calming strategies and how we can best center ourselves. For some people, it means breathing techniques. For others, it might be going to a calm area and curling up for a moment or 2. We all have our own calming strategies, and it's important that we recognize when we need them. When we calm down, we can access learning.
Different people have different stressors, so a necessary part of learning about ourselves is learning about which things stress us out the most and how to regulate ourselves once our amygdala fires off. When we are able to regulate, that allows the prefrontal cortex to take back over so we can maturely respond to a situation and be able to truly focus on learning.
If you want to find out more, check out the resources at pisd.edu/cell. As always, have a wonderful year, and we hope we have
Sold You on Cell.